If you ever find yourself in Greece and decide to seek the services of a financial advisor, it is probable that the sign on the wall above the entrance to such office will read Mammona Diakonistis, literally a servant or a deacon of the mammon. As we continue our journey to the Gospel of Luke, we hear today Jesus warn us that one cannot serve both God and mammon. More than Matthew, Mark, and John, Luke's Jesus is unambiguous on what we would call today the social justice issues. Even before Jesus is born, Luke has his mother, young Mary, sing a song of Magnificat, proclaiming that God is throwing down the rulers from their thrones and lifting up the lowly, filling the hungry with good things and sending away the rich empty-handed. Then, from the very first public appearance in the Nazareth synagogue, Luke makes it clear that Jesus has come to bring the good news to the poor. The gospel story, composed by a former slave, places a significant emphasis on the dangers of wealth and delivers a powerful critique of oppressive social structures. Luke's Jesus consistently welcomes and includes social outcasts, women, and non-Jews, challenging cultural norms and promoting a vision of God's kingdom that prioritizes the marginalized. In chapter 14, Jesus explicitly invites the poor, crippled, blind, and lame to his banquet, a radical act of social reversal where the powerful are excluded. It is no wonder, then, that almost all liberation theology proponents start and end with the Gospel of Luke. But Luke, of course, is not the first biblical author to highlight the importance of social and economic justice. From the liberating story of Exodus to the last chapters of the prophet Malachi, which is the last book of the Hebrew Scriptures, God does not remain neutral, but sides with the poor, the widows, the refugees, the oppressed, the have-nots. In Isaiah 58:6, God's own voice instructs us that true worship must include loosening the chains of injustice and setting the oppressed free. Today's first reading from the book of the prophet Amos fires a warning shot towards all who trample upon the needy and destroy the poor. God will not forget what you have done. The more we read and study the Bible, the more we discover and reaffirm this consistent alignment of God with those without power, without money, without earthly influence. God has placed the divine finger on the scales of eternal justice clearly and unequivocally, in a way that even the Roman Catholic bishops, in the last document of the Vatican II Council, declared that there exists a clear and biblical preferential option for the poor. Those aged and otherwise very imperfect men recognize that if God has always sided with the poor, all Christians must prioritize the needs of the poor and vulnerable and work to ensure justice and the common good. We can serve the mammon, be the deacons of the almighty dollar, or we can serve God and God's children in need. Whom do we serve? Whose deacons we want to be? That is the ultimate question. Amen. Thank you for watching and for reflecting together with me. Please help me grow this YouTube channel. Help me spread the message of God's unconditional love. Kindly click on the like symbol below, leave a comment or two, and maybe even share the link to this video with your friends or family members. Thank you, and may God continue to bless each one of us.